So I already made a video about this, but in the meantime, I had many conversations with other people on this issue. The main point of concern is that we now see more and more companies retroactively censoring, sometimes 4 years after the fact. So in the case of Final Fantasy, you have this image with Tifa where in the original, like, she's just showing cleavage, but she's not indecent or anything. And they added an 8 GB patch which censors her by adding a shirt. So obviously this got a lot of people outraged. The Lofty Pixels on Twitter just cannot fathom, like why are people upset? He finds it absolutely hilarious. I find it hilarious too that a company can just retroactively censor the art that you have paid for, right? So like if this is considered immoral, it's considered over the pale. Why did they allow it for 4 years? Why did people like Lofty Pixels play an immoral game? Like, at no point did he not feel disgusted with himself, right? Because the argument that they're using, and this is not what the company has said, by the way, like, this is what people on the internet have concluded, is that this is a flashback, right? So despite the fact that Tifa is using literally the same model in the game, like, there are no changes whatsoever, in the flashback, she is 16. And because she is 16, she has to be more decent and she has to cover up because otherwise it's disgusting, gross, and perverted. So again, like my question is, like, all these people who have played the original game for 4 years, how do they feel with themselves? Like how do they sleep at night knowing that they were exposed to such vile imagery? No one has answered that yet. It is just like grandstanding and virtue signaling because all of this allows for certain individuals to have arguments over the internet, right? To feel morally superior amongst their peers. Like we're not equal chuckleheads here on the internet. No, I'm a more elevated human being because I respect Tifa, right? So I'm above you. Like she is like my daughter. I respect her image, and this is why I strongly support the censorship. Very interesting, however, that it only applies to fictional characters. Like, if you are a parent, right, and you go to your son's high school, and you complain to the teachers, yeah, like, there's this girl in class, like, she's 16, and she dresses provocatively, and it prevents my son from studying. How do you think that message is going to be received, right? If you go to a school where your son is there, and you're saying, why do girls dress like this? Like, this is inappropriate? Like, they're minors? Who allows them to dress like this? Just imagine what CNN would have to say if those were your complaints, right? But it's a fictional character, all of a sudden, the magical age of 16, right? Like, I genuinely, like, don't understand where this culture has come from all of a sudden. Because I think it's when Vice released their article. Because before that, I've never heard this complaint. Like, there was the complaint. It's like, yeah, like, this is a prepubescent anime drawing in a sexual connotation. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like you saw that on the internet. But, like, never did I see, oh, this is Ibuki from Street Fighter. She's 17. Are you some sort of pervert, a degenerate? Like, what is wrong with you? Why is she dressed like this? I never heard that, right? In fact, like, my childhood was much different. When I grew up, there was this famous singer. You may have heard of him. I don't know. His name was Justin Bieber. So Justin Bieber, at the age of 13, started singing. And he had millions, if not tens of millions, of lustful women that were coveting him. Like, they had all this idolatry with him. They had his albums. They had posters in their bedroom. They were salivating and gushing over him at his concerts. And Justin Bieber was a real human being. Like, he wasn't a fictional character or anything. But, like, no one was saying, oh, all these women are perverted. All of these women need to be locked up. I wish the FBI would look into their computers. It was like, no, well, they understood that because of his stardom, because of him being a popular singer, he's going to have, like, this level of fans. But, like, no one thought that he's in any danger. It's like, oh, my God, if we leave Justin Bieber alone, like, bad things will happen. And they didn't, right? But it was part of the culture, I guess. Like, that was acceptable. And I think even today, it would be considered acceptable. It's just that, for some reason, on the internet, when it comes to anime, and only anime, it's specific to anime, you gotta watch respectfully. You gotta watch respectfully. If you see a girl with big breasts and big ass and she's drawn like an adult human female, she's major coded, right? Like she's adult coded. You still gotta check Wikipedia, because if the number is 17, you may get cancelled. So you need to make absolutely sure that you go on Wikipedia, check the number, and if it's like a girl like Tifa that even the Italian parliament likes, and is the same model in a flashback, you gotta watch respectfully, right? This is just virtue signal at the highest level. I guess like this is the current year moral panic. This is I don't even know what to say. I mean, again, and they're targeting like mainstream safe for work stuff. They're not going after like hentai obscure websites. No, it's just like the mainstream stuff that they're targeting, and they're trying to insult the fans for liking that. Because at the end of the day, this is why most people are upset about this censorship, because you're implying that they're bad people because they played the game, right? So like they played the game where Tifa didn't have a shirt, and that is disgusting, horrible, like what is wrong with you? And now they're covering it up in order to make it more decent. But what's interesting though, right? Like this is my favorite take out of this, is that Nexus mods decided to ban this, right? Because there was a mod which reverted the censorship, and Nexus mods decided to ban this. Now the reason it's interesting is that it's not violating any of the Nexus mods rules, right? Like if they are to say, oh well, you can't revert this ban because it sexualizes a minor, like that is their argument, right? Like Tifa looking like in the first picture, which again is safe for work. I mean, I'm showing it on YouTube. It's but like the first one is sexualizing a minor. So like you're saying that the Final Fantasy game, right, was sexualizing a minor for 4 years? Like who at the company gets fired for it? No, actually, who at the company gets arrested for it? Why aren't they calling for the major AAA corporation to have people arrested for this perversion? I don't think it sexualizes a minor. I don't think that the clothing was perverted. Like she's not wearing a bondage suit. She's not wearing BDSM gear. Like I have seen worse when I was in high school. They were dressed much more provocatively at the same age. And like, this is why when I played the game, it never even crossed my mind. Like I wasn't even thinking about it, like until they brought it up. So they're not calling for any person to get punished for this, right? Because it's just 100% virtue signaling. And the interesting part is that Nexus Mods is singing the tune. So it leads me to assume that Nexus Mods is now collaborating with these developers, because we know that Capcom has said in the past that they believe mods reflect on their product. They believe that if you have like a lewd Ashley mod, that should be banned, but if you have a lewd Leon mod, which actually shows the penis, like that's fine. That's actually on Nexus mod. And they're basically saying that we want to control the mods because they know that their decisions are unpopular. Like they are aware that their censorship is causing them loss in sales. And for some reason, they don't want mods to show to the market, well, actually, the modern audience doesn't like what you're doing, right? Like you claim to talk on behalf of the modern audience, but you're absolutely clueless. Like you're like the boomer in the room. No one knows what the fuck you're talking about. The modern audience likes lewd stuff. And we get to see that because if you go on Nexus mods, like some of the most downloaded mods are the ones that have nudity and are lewd. So it makes the life difficult of the people that are in these companies as analysts, as market experts. It makes their life very difficult to justify the financial importance for censorship. Because now they can just go up to the board and they can say, well, this is what the modern audience wants. You know, times have changed. People are more respectful. Like, people are like this. Look at Twitter. Look at the conversation that's going on. Oh, like, these are just some fringe voices and are trolls. But when you have video games like Nikke, when you have, like, gacha games on mobiles that have only nudity and they manage to outsell even AAA games in profits, when you go to these modding websites and you see, like, the most popular mods are the ones with racismus and sexismus and bigotrismus, it's very difficult to justify to the board, hey, don't do this because it doesn't make money, when it's obviously that it does. So this is why I think that, obviously, when you say, like, the company, it's not like the CEO and the board. It's like a representative, like a PR manager or someone involved with the community from the company that contacts these websites like Nexus mods, and they're basically saying, hey, you know, like, we want you to censor this, we want you to promote that. The reason that I think it's happening is that this is how it works with the movie industry. Like the movie studios, they have connections with Rotten Tomatoes, they have connections with IMDb. Disney even has connections with YouTube, and they're using their influence in order to pressure these platforms in exchange for various favors and services to ban and to censor how they like. So for instance, if you're about at this platform, they will say, hey, you know, like, when we have a new beta access, like, we can give you a couple of beta keys, maybe you can sell them to some streamers, make some money, or maybe you can play it yourself, right? All we want is for you to remove this mod or promote this other one, right? Like this is how it works behind the scenes. And this is generally what I think is happening at Nexus Mods, because there's no other explanation for this, right? Like you get to see every single time that a company makes a decision that is very unpopular with the audience, usually due to ideological reasons, that the moment a mod comes up to go against the corporate decision and it becomes incredibly popular, Nexus Mods takes it down. Every single time, no exception. And it's becoming so obvious right now that this is the only explanation that I can come up with. Let me know what you guys think, though, and as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.